is ATIS.cloud? ATIS.cloud is a web platform that helps you manage and share your point clouds easily. Before entering to further detail, let me show you how the idea of ATIS.cloud came from. So we all know that working with point clouds, it's not the easiest thing. First of all, we should find enough space locally to store the data, since depending on the project, you might not have enough space to store the data for a long time, especially if you're working on different projects. And the second problem is that we have to share the data with our clients, with our colleague or partners. And most of the times, we are obliged to send the data via hard drive or use Google Drive or Dropbox, for example. And even if we answer these two problematics, there is the third one, that the client doesn't have the right softwares to work on the data. For example, he doesn't have the license, his personal computer is not that good to be able to open the data, or just, for example, for a small, quick measurement, he has to download all of the data from Dropbox. And if he changes his personal computer or he's in somewhere else, he has to download the data again and do the measurement. So all our inspiration comes from here. Point clouds projects are expensive, and most of the time we lose so much time on sharing and managing the point cloud than the whole project itself. So losing human time while you could be doing something else, and delaying the project release, and probably having an angry client behind unable to work with his data. So this is how ATIS.cloud is born. More concretely, ATIS.cloud is compatible with all point clouds, whether they're coming from a static scan, mobile scan, or drone. We are compatible also with recap files. For example, you can directly upload the recap file and you're able to view it online through ATIS.cloud. And of course, when you upload your data, you're able to export your data to a different point cloud format as LAS, E57, and also you can export your data to a recap file. And thanks to ATIS.cloud, you're also able to import a 2D and 3D model. You are compatible with most of the 3D formats used at the moment, like IFC, OBJ, STEP, etc. I'll be showing different projects with 3D models to better understand the use of it. For those joining us on the way, you have the chat that you can ask your question, and the technical team is here present, and they will be more than happy to answer to all of your questions. And of course, at the end, I'll take 10 minutes to answer to the questions, and if you have even other questions on the way. So more concretely, ATIS.cloud has a very large use case. For example, for manufacturers to simulate your development work, versioning, collaborate easily on heavy point clouds, communicate the right information to the right service. It is useful for architects, consulting firms to better understand their innovation work through the point clouds, compare 3D models and point clouds to detect modeling errors, to collaborate on a project while assigning different level of access. It is also useful for surveyors to centralize data on a secure platform, import all type of point clouds, and share data internally and externally. It is also very useful for real estate asset managers to optimize the cost of rehabilitation projects, to document your assets, share point clouds externally. And so basically, ATIS.cloud is useful for everything that has to do with point clouds and reality capture. What can you find on ATIS.cloud? So it is a global solution for all your point clouds. The data is secured. You have dedicated tools to better analyze your point clouds. While working on a project, you can export parts of the project on a point clouds format, like I said earlier, E57, Recap, LAS, or for example, for the modeling team, they can extract a particular part of the project instead of having the globality of the project and work on their behalf to do the modeling. Also, the platform is in 5 languages: French, English, Spanish, German, and Italian. All you need to work with ATIS.cloud is to have an internet connection. To better assist on your projects, you can find different tools on ATIS.cloud, annotation and measurements tools that are very easy and quick to use. Various viewing mode. You can do 3D simulation, you can create videos, you can view 360 images, like for example on Recap, for those that are used to work with Recap. And also you have different authorization levels to help you manage your users depending on what permissions you want to give to them. And most importantly, you can save all your work online. All you need is an internet connection, and wherever you connect, you'll be sure to have all of your data saved online. We'll be seeing some of these features directly on the demo, directly on real project. Our top priority is security. The data is hosted on a single platform, which is secured with 99.999% of durability. The data that you upload, it is copied to 3 separate data centers. The security is really our top priority. The data is stored like in a silo to separate each customer account and allow only the company members to access it if they have the given permission, of course. And all the data is encrypted with the Octal protocol of the cloud. What's also important to know that you can have unlimited storage on ATIS.cloud. The biggest files on ATIS.cloud is 1.4 terabyte of E57, which has more than 1,000 stations. And also, depending on your need, you can also have unlimited number of users. So ATIS.cloud is really here to improve your workflow and help share your point cloud project. ATIS.cloud is evolving every day. So what's coming next? We are not planning to stop here. The platform is evolving every day to improve even more the workflow of our clients. Coming up next on ATIS.cloud is that you'll be able to automatically analyze 3D models to detect modeling errors, export a part of the project to a mesh format, for example, and to be able to do a public share, like without having the need to connect the user. You basically send the link to a client and he will be able to consult it for a given amount of time that you authorize it. We are really close to our clients and we are open to any demand they have in order to improve ATIS.cloud. We also have a customer testimonial, iScan, which is a 3D laser survey service provider. They are in this business for more than 10 years and they use ATIS.cloud on daily basis. So our team really works with them every day so they can improve and stay efficient all the time. So now we'll be switching to real demonstration when I'll be showing you some of the projects that we have on ATIS.cloud and how you can improve the management of the point clouds. So this is the dashboard of ATIS.cloud when you are connected. So you have a preview of your projects through the map where you can have different informations on clicking on the map directly. From the window projects, you're able to see all of your projects. For example, here I have again the map where I can see the projects. And here I have my projects. And we have some example projects just to show you what you're able to do on ATIS.cloud. So the first one that I will be opening is this one, the Museum of Paris. Maybe most of you know it, Louvre. So this project has 1.6 terabytes of data, and I'll be able to open it only with one click. I don't know if there is any computer that is able to open this amount of data. So thanks to ATIS.cloud, you can open it anywhere. You only need to have internet connection. As I mentioned, you can save your work all the time on ATIS.cloud. So here we're seeing a version of this project. I'll open another version where we have a better view of it. So here we can see we already have an annotation. Let's see what's inside. It's just written help. So you can share annotations thanks to ATIS.cloud. You can upload PDF documents, for example, and your teammates, when they open the project like I did, they can download directly the PDF. You're able to visualize the data. And here on the right side, I'm able to see the name of the point cloud and the station. So this project has 883 stations. So if I double click on the station, of course, I'll be able to find its location. And since this one is a structure scan, if it has the photo, we are able to see the photo. So here I'm seeing that this project has photos too. So I'll be entering to have the panoramic view. And here we can see that the photo has been loaded. And of course, I can change the opacity. And here I'm seeing only the point cloud. And of course, I can put the image on behalf of the point cloud. Let me find you a better view on the roof. I think we have a good view. and where can I do some measurements really easily. Let me switch here. Please, if you have any questions, you can write them on the chat. And at the end, I'll be more than happy to answer them. And there is also the technical team that can answer them right away. So here I'm opening another station. So here you can see I'm on the station. And if I change the opacity, let's only view the point cloud. So here we're viewing only the point cloud. The point cloud is loading. I don't have a very good connection, but we can see that the point cloud is loading correctly. And here I'm switching to image, and of course I can do a measurement. Here I'm doing a distance, I can give a name. And you can easily take measurements. We have angle, only have a point. I'll put the point here to explain a little more. Height, distance, surface, and lots of other measurement tools. And where I can find all of them here, let me hide this. So all the measurements that I'm doing, they are here saved in measures. And here I can see for the point that I put here, I can see the coordinates and every given attribute that that point has. You can see that it has intensity and the color. So on ATIS.cloud, you're able to visualize big projects like this one. Now I'll be switching to show you that, since I said in the beginning that we're compatible with all point clouds, whether they're coming from a static or mobile or by drone. So here I'm opening a project that comes from mobile scan, and to show you that how we made it possible to import the panoramic images. So here the client uploaded the point cloud. Here we can see we have 3 different point clouds. And he also uploaded a zip file with images with the given position where the images were taken. So we were able to create the path of the guy that was scanning. And of course, we were able to align the images to that exact given location. And here we can see we have one. Okay, let's go inside. So we are able to view the image also, even if it's a mobile scan. And of course, I can switch to up to opacity, and here I'm seeing the point cloud. And if I want to see the image, I switch the image. So here we can see when he was going this way, there were some cars on the left, but when the image was taken, it was not, since it was moving all the time. So really our benefit is that whether you have a Faro, Leica, or photogrammetry, it will be compatible with ATIS.cloud. And if, like this scanner, it's a new one, we can make it work to make it compatible with our platform. What we can see also here is that we have video. One among the tools, we have the possibility to create an animation. So let's see this one. You can give the location, the view, the point of view, the duration, and you can have this kind of videos where you will be able to see the point clouds, and if there were 3D models too. So I'll be switching to a project where I have a point cloud and a 3D model. So this one is 290 gigabytes of data. Let us see what do we have inside this project. So here we can see the overview, the overall of the project, the different information, who is invited on, and the files. So here you can see at the files, we have an E57 file, which has 65 gigabytes of data. We have a 3D model IFC, and we can see that the client did export some parts of the project, this one to recap file, and this one only to LAS. So let's go and see inside how does it look like, and see the different version of the project if it has. So here on the bottom, we can see that the IFC model is loading. It is loaded. This project was scanned with the scanner Faro. It was assembled with register 360. And here we can see that it's a structured scan. We can find the stations. Of course, if you double click, we find the given station. Does it has images? Normally it has images. So we're seeing that it has images too. And if we switch to the reality, to the point cloud, so here we are seeing the point cloud and the 3D model. And of course, I can do measurement on the point cloud and on the 3D model also. up. And if I go outside of the bubble, I'll be still able to see the measurement. Let me hide the point cloud so we can see the 3D model, how it looks like. Up. So this is the point cloud, and here we can see the IFC model. So the question is, okay, how to align the IFC model with the point cloud? If the point cloud is georeferenced, this one is not. Let me see the coordinates. So here we can see that this is not real coordinates. If you are uploading point clouds that are georeferenced, of course, on ATIS.cloud, we keep the same georeference. We keep the same coordinates. So when you upload your 3D model, on the left side here, add 3D model. For this one, I have only one. When you upload the 3D model, you have the possibility to ask to keep the original position. So if your point cloud is georeferenced and your 3D model is georeferenced too, you're able to keep the position of the 3D model. And when it will be added, it will be automatically aligned with the given coordinates. In the case that either the point cloud or the 3D model is not georeferenced, of course, you can align it manually. So here we can see when I selected the IFC model, I'm able to move it with the flashes on the 3 coordinates to better align it. And also I have different parameters here when I can change the position directly with coordinates. From here, I can change the rotation, and of course I can change the scale. Let me just show you there. Let's put the 2. So you can change the scale if it's not in the right scale. So these are the possibilities where you can align your 3D model. And what we are developing also is that in the near future, you'll be able to, because for this one, for example, let's say that this is correctly aligned. Okay, we see that the roof is not totally okay with the point cloud, with the reality. So we're developing a future where you select your point cloud and your 3D model. You give a margin of error, for example, let's say 1 millimeter, and we'll be able to analyze and give you a documentation telling the parts that are do not align with the 3D, with the point cloud. And so you can see easily the margin of error. So this is in development, but for the time being, you are able to analyze it with human eye and see the errors. Now let me explain you the export features, because for example, for this one, let me hide the 3D model. So let's say that for the modeling team, they do not need to have all of this data. They only need to have the building here, for example. So here I am able to launch on export only on this given area, for example. To export the data, you have 2 possibilities. Either you export it via the browser, which is the fastest one, but you're only able to export to LAS format. You choose the quality. Bigger the number is, bigger the number of the points will be. So you choose it either via the browser, or the second possibility is via the server. And via the server, you have 3 formats compatible: LAS, E57, and recap. So once you launch this export, the modeling team, when it's done, they'll be able to find the data and download it and work locally. So if I launch the export, I'll be able to find it here, so I can download it and work with it online. And when I do the modeling, for example, I can of course upload it. So with what formats we are compatible of, and what's the difference between source and resource? So source are the data that is fixed on the viewer that cannot be moved. So we are compatible with LAS format, LAS, E57, and recap and SCS files, which you can upload them with a zip, and also if you have shape files. And resources are files that can be moved on the viewer. So we are compatible with LAS, LAZ, E57 point cloud, and also with all the lists that we are showing here: IFC, STEP, OBJ, and basically everything that is in resource, you can move and align it with the point cloud, for example. And if you want to use ATIS.cloud as a Dropbox or Google Drive, of course, you can upload on resources different files, and where your teammates or clients can download it via the available other files. Okay, so let me show you another project for the pipes, maybe, which might be interesting. So here we have a factory, and also the model of this factory And since it has a lot of pipes, they have to verify if the 3D model corresponds to the point cloud. So here the 3D model is loading. We just wait for a couple of seconds. So here we can see now that the 3D model is loaded, and it is a structure scan. It doesn't have images. That means that if we go in a bubble, for example, we will have only the point cloud, but we won't have the image. And here we can see the difference between the reality and the 3D model. So thanks to ATIS.cloud, for projects like this, for example, you can easily see if the 3D model corresponds to the point cloud. And that depends really on the project, if it's acceptable or not, for example. So let me hide the bubble view, and let us see only the 3D model. So here we're seeing only the 3D model. And of course, if you're working with data that has different attributes, on ATIS.cloud, of course, you're able to view that. You're able to view the data with intensity, classification, elevation. So we do not lose all of that. You'll be able to find it on the cloud. Other tools that I did not explain is the clipping box, for example. So let me switch one here. If you want to have only the walls, the plane level of this factory, for example, up, I want to see only what's inside. Up. So it makes it really easy to work and understand your point cloud project. Since working with them locally needs a lot of resources or having the right software, so thanks to ATIS.cloud, you can do it very easily, only with one click. You upload the data, and after that, you're able to share it with your clients. And if we have different versions of this project, you're able to find it here, for example, and load any other version, for example. So let's switch now to user management, how to manage users, since working with point clouds, normally most of the time, we are working with lots of collaborators. So here you have the company, where you can have an overview of your company, where you can find different stats. This is evolving also. So here I can see this month I imported only this amount of data. I downloaded only this amount of data. And on ATIS.cloud, you can, when you upload the point cloud, for example, let's say an E57 of 100 gigabytes, you can directly generate it to a recap file. So you can see the amount of recap files that you are able to generate depending on your subscription. So I can see that I have already generated 5 for this month. This is the used storage, total used storage, and the maximum, and the number of users that I'm allowed to invite, and the number of users that I have already invited. And to manage to invite people is from the membership management. So here I have to give the email address and send it. Once you send it, the user will receive an invitation email. So let's say here we can see that I invited this one, Test, and he never accepted the invitation link. Let's say that he went on holidays and he no longer has the email that he sent. You're of course able to either resend the mail or copy the invitation link and send it via WhatsApp or Facebook, for example. And to help you manage your project easily, we have global permissions, which you can assign to every user. We have member, project manager, and administrator. So when you invite someone, by default, they're assigned the grade member, which means that they're only capable to visualize the project they're invited on. So for example, let's say for this project, I want to share it with someone. From project permission, I can invite them, and if it's needed, I can give some particular permission, either assign him as a project administrator, either give him the right to download the source file, invite other people, export areas, and import files. So really depending on your needs, you can find all that you need on ATIS.cloud. And if there is another permission or global permission that you need, we can make that work. And if you need help, you have the help center where we separated in categories. For example, for the viewer, we have some articles for the viewer, for example, and for each article, normally you should be able to have a video, which is in French and English, and the articles are in 5 languages, and they can help you through your discovery on ATIS.cloud. And of course, on the right side here, you normally have a chat when you can ask your questions directly. So really, if you have questions, you can ask them, and the technical team will answer them. And also at the end, I'll take all of the questions and ask for them. So now that I globally presented ATIS.cloud, we're going to switch here. What kind of subscriptions do we have? So we have 4 subscriptions on ATIS.cloud: freemium, standard, advanced, and enterprise. So I'll start with freemium. So it's just a subscription so you can try it out and see what kind of functionalities we propose. Of course, you won't have all the functionalities, but most of them. You have 3 gigabytes of storage, and it's for 2 users. So you can invite your teammate, for example, and upload your data. Then we have standard subscriptions where you have 200 gigabytes of storage, and it starts with minimum 2 users. And of course, if you want to have more users or more storage, that's totally okay, and it's something that can be done really easily. And advanced, which is the most used and which has also all the functionalities that the others do not have. So you have 5 terabytes of storage, and it's minimum 5 users. And of course, if you need more storage or more users, with ATIS.cloud, that is possible. And the most important one is enterprise, where we are able to integrate ATIS.cloud on your company. It won't be ATIS.cloud, but it's going to be your company name.cloud, for example. You are able to have your logo, your color, the emails that go with your text, with the given information that you want to share to your clients. So it's really a white label subscription where you can easily integrate on your company, and it's up to you to manage your users, for example. And you benefit from all the functionalities that we have. And for every update, there is nothing to do because you benefit from the latest updates also. So just to precise, that you can create an account at any time. It's free. Whether you choose standard or advanced, you'll have 7 days free trial. That means that if you cancel within the 7 days, you won't have any fee. And otherwise, you have the freemium subscription where there is no credit card needed. And of course, at any time, you can change to freemium from freemium to subscription to standard, and there won't be any fee. You have 7 days also as a trial period. And in the given time, we can have a meeting and see how ATIS.cloud can improve your needs. So this was the most. I'll leave this diapo open, this window open for the most frequently asked questions. And I'm going to check if there is any question that I can answer. Chat. So do you have any questions, or is there any particular function that I should explain more? The chat is at the bottom on the right side. And when you click on the chat on the right side, there is another window that will open, so you can ask your questions. Normally, I'm sending hello, so maybe this might help you. Is there any particular subject that I should cover more? Okay, about cropping. Exporting the data. Okay. Let's switch us here. So I'll take this this example. I think this one is a good one. Up the 3D model is loading. Perfect. I'm going to hide the bubbles. I'm also going to hide the 3D model. I'll just, as I said earlier, we can switch to different attributes. Here I'm switching to intensity, for example. And you can change the range to have a better view of it. And I'm going to crop only the first floor, for example. But I'm going to put it here. So I can have the plain view of the first floor. Up here. Good. And I want to see only what's inside. So here I have only the first floor. And let's play a bit with this one. I don't want intensity. Do I have elevation possible for this one? Yeah, this one doesn't have elevation, but I'll keep the color, the best one. So here I have, in less than 1 minute, I can have the first floor. And if I wanted to have another kind of clipping box where I want to see only what's outside, so here we're seeing only what's outside of the clipping box. Or if I want just to have a focus on that, and you can see it's in blue, so it's more easy to recognize it. Or let's say that I want to have a surface. I want to have a particular surface. Let me delete this one. Up. And let's say that I want, what do we have inside? Okay, I want to have the surface of the outside. That would be easier. Here, here, up, you, up. This is really approximately, and then I can change them. So here you can see I'm getting the surface of this area. And now I just drop them randomly, but of course I can change them at any time and have a more accurate measurement of this of the surface of this particular area. Or also I can do the height here, for example, of this wall. Up, height. So here we're having the height, almost 5 meters. Distance, you can have the diameter, angle. Here we're having the angle in degrees. For the measurements, we're able to switch to feet, for example, here. And all of the measurements that I did, I can find here on the right side. And of course, I can, if I want, I have the coordinates, I can export that, I have the angles and everything. And to save this project, for example, here I give it a name, demo 1, and all the work I did here until now, it will be saved. And everything that I did, it's saved. And let's say that to answer to this question, I can register everything and make a note. Of course, I can give an annotation. I can do, for example, information, short description, and I can select upload a file. And so the next person that is going to open it is able to access this information very easily. Do you have any other questions? We have 4 minutes left. We have 4 minutes left. So if you want to learn something more on a particular subject or something that I should show more, please feel free. Otherwise, you can directly create an account, as I mentioned earlier. Let's go to ATIS.cloud. So this is our page, switch to English. and you can directly create your account from here. And remember, whichever subscription you choose, you have 7 days free trial for standard and advanced without any fee. And you have the freemium where you don't need any credit card. It's for a lifetime. And if by any chance you pick freemium and you want to change it to standard, of course it's possible. You'll, however, get the 7 days free trial, so you can cancel it anytime within the time frame. So it's ATIS.cloud. I'll send the link also on the chat for those that want directly to try it. I send you the point. Yeah, and I think yeah, we have 2 minutes left, but I think if you no longer have any question, please feel free to contact us if you have any questions or need more information. And we are hoping to see you soon on ATIS.cloud. And just for the information, you'll be able to find these presentations on YouTube. You'll get a link with all the information. Thank you very much for your time, and have a good day.